You're probably familiar with this layout where you have a website and in the top right corner you get something like a profile picture with a drop-down. In this video we're going to create an interactive component that can be used on such websites. We will be creating basically a drop-down menu where you can click on your logo on your profile picture and you get this expansion of elements and options. If you're here mainly to download the source file for this and use it in your own project, make sure to check the link in the description that will take you to my store. And also, if you're new to Figma and would like to learn Figma from the very basics, I have a playlist for that, so go check that out, also in the description. All right, so let's get started with this component. I'm gonna prepare a test frame that's gonna be 1600 or 1400 by 1000, and I'm gonna call this test frame. Here is my logo of this channel that will be representing a profile picture of a person. We have to define the height of the header menu, right? So let's say that if this were a website, how tall would this area be? I think, zooming in to 100%, I would say that 80 pixels or 90 pixels, something like that works fine. Let's go for 90 pixels, all right? So that's very important for us to determine that, which means the logo would have to be approximately 60 pixels, right? So you'd have like the header menu area and then there's your logo, which means we know there's gonna be a 90 pixel tall frame. That's gonna be the menu container, and within which there's gonna be the logo, right? 15 pixels from each side. Then you'll have an arrow like this, not 9 pixels, but yeah, around this big. So this is kind of what you'd see, right? So I'm gonna just save that here for reference, and we will be at first actually completing the very expanded version of this component. So that would mean, let's say that you'd have, when you actually open this component, you would get your profile picture, you would get your name, that would be like 20, 0, you would get this, with the option to collapse that menu back, right? So these are the elements that will be kind of found on the first row. I'm gonna select all of these and add them to an auto layout, and I'm gonna call this, let's say, title area, and it's gonna have some padding, it's gonna have a fill, it's gonna be light gray, and it's gonna have some rounding like this. I think I'm gonna add some more padding to the right side and increase the spacing between these elements. Also, I'm gonna turn this to make this gray. Now that I think about it, we probably should make this wider, but we also don't want this arrow to be kind of go together with these two elements. We want this arrow to be on the right side at all times, which means we have to enable absolute position for this arrow, then align that to the right and center, right? And kind of select a distance, proper distance, which means that now it's a part of the auto layout, but you can do this and keep the arrow right here, right, at all times. So apart from the title area, you will also get, of course, the actual menu options. So I'm just gonna copy this and say that we're just gonna use some placeholders. So I'm gonna say option 1, gonna be bold as well, but slightly lighter. We're gonna add auto layout and call this option, and then add a stroke, but the stroke is gonna be only on the bottom side, right? It's gonna be only on the bottom side, and it's gonna be quite light actually. I would go for padding of 20 pixels from each side, and then duplicate this, select both of them, and again add to an auto layout. This auto layout is gonna be called options wrapper, and we want these to extend whenever we extend the options wrapper. So I'm going to select those and click fill container, right? And also I'm going to set the spacing of these elements to 0. So we get something that behaves like this, right? Doesn't matter that this overlaps, but the main thing is that these elements respect the size of their wrapper. And we can duplicate options. We can create, I would go for 3 options and call this option 2 and option 3. We maybe want to add some horizontal padding like this, and then add one more row that would say help and log out. These are going to be a smaller font, so I think we should go for like 14. We're going to make this all caps and heavy, right? And I'm going to select both of these, add auto layout, and set the spacing mode to space between, right? So I'm going to call this auto layout last row, and this last row is going to behave like this, right? Makes sense, right? I'm going to also add some padding, so 20 from each side, I think, and just set the width to same as the options wrapper, right? So this means we would get a menu that has 3 options and then help and log out. Now let's take the last row, the options wrapper, and the title area, and add all of that into a new auto layout. This new auto layout is going to be called profile drop-down menu, because that's what it is. No spacing, and also click on that menu, press enter, and then set all of these to fill container on the horizontal resizing, not the vertical resizing. Right now, this happens, right? Select this again, add a white fill, add some rounding, right? And also probably add some padding. So like 10 and 10 maybe. So now we get this. This is what we get. We're gonna set the background of this title area to completely white so that it blends in nicely with the remainder of the menu, and it's feels as if it belongs together. Let's focus a bit on these options. I think we could improve the look of this by firstly removing the horizontal padding, right, so that it nicely aligns with all of these elements, or actually set that to 20. So right now what happens is you get this nice alignment of all these elements. At the same time, I'm probably gonna set the bottom padding of this title area to none, so that this spacing keeps repeating and it's predictable. Because when you add 10, you can see that this spacing right here is bigger than the one here and here and here. So we want to make this look more consistent, right? So I think this looks better. I think these lines are too strong, right? So I'm gonna play around with the stroke opacity. So why don't we set that to like 8? Really subtle. And also this log out button, I would make that red, maybe underline by pressing Command U. Help could be like greenish color, or maybe gray, and I'm gonna add some letter spacing to these 10%, and also these things right here, that's gonna be black. I'm also gonna add just 5 pixels of left side padding to this title area, just to make this a little bit more aligned. And I think that at this point, I think we are ready for prototyping. We are ready for turning this into a component, which means selecting this and then clicking this icon right here to create a component. This component is going to have a property, and that property is going to be called state. And this state is going to be called expanded, right? Not only are we going to get this state, but we also need to create something like this that will be actually shown in the top right corner of our hypothetical website. I'm gonna move this over here and then just click this plus icon and call this state collapsed. So we have one property called state, and one state is called expanded, and the second one is called collapsed. It doesn't look collapsed though, so we have to go and make those changes to make this look collapsed. First of all, since this is an auto layout, if we hide an element, the height of this whole thing is gonna collapse as well. So I'm gonna hide the options wrapper, and then I'm gonna hide the last row, and you know, this is what we get. We previously removed the bottom padding of this title area, and to make this centered, we're gonna have to add it back. So instead of 0 on the bottom padding, it's gonna be 10 again, right? Looks symmetrical now. And finally, I'm also gonna hide the Mavi Design title. And then finally, I'm gonna take the whole thing and just collapse it like this, all right? Now, this arrow, that's gonna be rotated. It's gonna be fully opaque. And this title area, pardon me, that's actually gonna be, we're gonna remove these paddings, some of them, to some extent, to fit this whole thing inside a 90 pixel menu container, right? So we said that it's gonna be 90 pixels. This whole thing needs to fit inside this. Right now, it's 100 pixels tall, and this means we're gonna remove the top padding and the bottom padding. Right now, this whole thing is 80 pixels. And also from the left side, there's gonna be a tiny bit of padding, let's say 5 pixels. And the right side, that's gonna be, we're gonna actually have to move this arrow towards the right and then like this, right? Awesome. So we have our collapsed state, we have our expanded state, but we could also, just to make this more interactive and pleasant to interact with in general, we could make a in-between hover state. So when you, for example, when you have this menu right here, this collapsed state, we could make like a highlight, let's say, around the area that would be visible when you hover over it. It would kind of show that, hey, you know, this is, you have hovered over something interactive, you know, it has a function, so why don't you try and click it to nudge the user. So this means selecting this state and then adding a variant. Oops, we have it all the way over here, and we're gonna call this state hover. This hover state is gonna have a background that's slightly darker, which means, let's say this. This title area doesn't need to have its own background, so I'm gonna remove that from here, and from here as well, because the container has, you know, the fill, so not necessary. Now we need to define the interaction. So I'm gonna go to prototype, click this little area right here, and then click and drag and connect that here. I'm gonna say while hovering, change to state hover, right? Smart animate 100 milliseconds. Additionally, from the hover state, connect that to the expanded state and say that on click, change to state expanded. And then finally, from the expanded state, when you click the title area, I'm gonna again lead that back to the initial state, like this, right? On click, change to state collapse. All of those need to be smart animate in order for the animation to take place. You can see that we've created a nice loop. From here, we are going to the hover state, expanded state, and then from the expanded state, we return back to the default state, the collapsed one. Right? Now we want to add this to our test frame. So I'm going to go to assets and then profile drop down and place that here, right? I'm going to center that against the background and move that to the right and add some padding and tying this to the right and top side of the screen, while also making the header area white and the background dark gray or slightly, you know, light gray actually, just so that we can see the difference clearly. And also I'm gonna create just very quickly a placeholder for a logo. You know, this is just to imitate the website, right? So you have a website with a logo and with your profile picture right here, your profile menu. Let's test this out. Click here, and this is the result. We can hover over the menu, click it, and it expands, and then we can click it again and it collapses. There is one thing I don't like. I think these animations are way too quick. So this expansion and this collapse, I think that's way too quick. So why don't we address that and go to prototype and say that this is not going to take 100 milliseconds, but like 300 milliseconds at least, and this one as well. And let's test that again. Reset the prototype All right, I think that's better. I think that's better. When you click, it takes a little longer to expand, which is exactly what we want. And one last thing, I think we could differentiate the menu against the background. So I think, why don't we add a shadow, right? We could add a shadow. Let's just quickly do that here. So effects, drop shadow, bigger blur, huge blur actually, move towards the bottom, bigger opacity. Then we copy this, copy and paste it to all of these three elements, all these three variants, paste. We don't want these to be visible, the shadow to be visible. So I'm gonna select both of these and then go to drop shadow and set the opacity of the black color to 0. So it is there, but it's just hidden. And then remove this shadow from here. And actually, I think we're gonna have to place the component again. That's okay. And right top. And let's launch it again. All right, so here's the result. We hover over the menu, it highlights, we click it, and it expands like this, and then we click it again, and it collapses. For the final, deployment of this, I think I would adjust the font sizes and maybe align both of these together. So we can do that right now. Actually, I'm just gonna take this arrow and move it a few pixels down, just a tiny bit. Looks better, right? So this is what you get. Everything's animated, and there is a shadow to differentiate this window from its background. So again, check the link in the description if you'd like to reuse this component in your own project, and leave a like if you'd like to see more similar videos. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.